Here, let the record show Councilwoman Wanda Harris is not here at this time. The mayor is present, the city attorney, and staff members, and our citizens. Those that are here to appear before the council, we ask that you will come to my right and your left, and you have 3 minutes to address the council.
Ms. Abby Lee. Ms. Abby Lee.
Please state your name and your address.
Hello, my name is Abby Lee, and I live in Sims, Alabama, 88016 Drive. And I am from Michigan State Community College, and I'm here to share some good news, some positive, great news. How about that? We have 2 new GED classes here in Prichard, and the folders that are going around the folders, there's a pink flyer inside there, if you pull it up. And we have the new classes that are listed, okay? There's one at Goodwill Church Ministry, and then there's one at Prichard Housing Authority, okay? And basically what I just want you to know is that I want you to be aware of it. Please invite me if you have any community meetings. I'd like to spread the word. We have 78,000 people between Mobile and Washington County that do not have a high school diploma. There are 800,000 in the state of Alabama, and 1 in 4 basically cannot read or write. So the numbers are staggering, and you're really staring at it, and I know why, because you deal with crime when they don't have a job, they don't have anything to do. I know exactly what they do, because I talk to them every day. So I'm just trying to change those numbers and get people involved in school. We're about to do an activity with BLX that is cool to get your GED. And so that's why I'm reaching out to, I went to the Mobile City Council also, and I'm here today. If you have community meetings, anything, please let me know. I'll set up a table, I'll pass out flyers, anything that we can do. The classes are all free, so there's absolutely no excuse whatsoever why they can't get involved and come back to school. Okay, because there's basically one in every community. All right, anybody have any questions for us?
I just want to say
Yeah.
And certainly this wonderful and pass it along to other parts of the problem.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
This class that you do, this at that church and the new building that we set in church.
Ms. Annette Johnson. Warner Lane.
It's the Annette Johnson.
Annette Johnson. Annette Johnson.
Oh, no, I'm Lane.
Oh, you Lane, okay.
Thank you, Ms. Abby, for coming up with the program that you guys have put into Prichard, because it kind of ties into what my part was. When we accept those people in the program, or when you're inviting those people, you don't want them to feel like they're in danger. So one of the things that I would like for the council to consider is making sure we have the protection that we need, so those people won't be afraid to come to the city and go through those programs. I would like to say last week was my first meeting, and I was kind of embarrassed as a city official with the panel and the attitude of the panel, because it didn't give off a good vibe. One thing that I heard, and it kind of struck me last week, somebody mentioned something about putting our hands on the same Bible. Well, I went to that Bible and I looked it up and started reading, and I hope you guys would read the same. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Now beseech you, brethren, that through the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you all speak the same thing, and that there is no division among you, that you may be perfected together in the same mind and in the same judgment. So, as a citizen of Prichard, and as a citizen with a small child in Prichard, I don't want to have to always look over my back or not be able to get in touch with police when I need them. So I think if you guys can kind of work together and see what we can do on what, you know, as a community and as council people to get these cops on the street and keep them there, and it would be appreciated by the citizens, especially you. Thank you. Thank you.
Councilor Abrams.
My name is Pamela Abrams, 2855 Maple Street, Brooklyn, Alabama. 358. I guess, I'm up here and saying to the city and to the citizens of Prichard. I guess we all felt that line, you know, and telling, you know, what's going on with the meetings. So, I asked God to help me, you know, when I stand up here and speak. And it's to the council members, Mayor Ron Davis, and to the citizens of Prichard. I come here today to address some issues that have been going on. Number one, council members are saying they're transferring money to hire more police officers for Prichard, which is for the safety of the citizens of Prichard. Why is it so hard to protect the citizens of Prichard when we need more police officers to protect us? And more support from all of the council members, not just two. And once again, number two, taking the lease for boot camp, youth center in Alabama Village. This is something positive for the youth. They're simply help redirect the youth back into today's society. I have a question. Why every time the mayor brings something to the table to help the citizens of Prichard, you table and you oppose everything that helps the citizens of Prichard? I guess you all don't realize that. That is very disrespectful and deceiving to the mayor and to the citizens of Prichard when you all carry on like that. We need council members to stand together, and together you stand divided to follow. So, if you all don't come together on one, a lot of issues will follow. This is a message to the council members that doesn't have the city in its best of interest. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Ronald P. Ryan.
Good evening.
Good evening, Brother Taylor.
On the agenda has me to speak about the growth of weeds and things, but that's a dead issue. And I want to, first of all, do some commendations and then some recommendations. I want to commend Chief of Police for his efforts in trying to bring and curtail crime in my community. That has been a big difference in the appearance and the availability of drugs throughout the neighborhood. He's putting a dent in it. Also, that growth of weeds, Wednesday, trucks, tractors came through, cutting it through now. So that's another positive thing that's happened. I want to commend him on that. Also to also efforts, my district representative, for efforts on the cleanup of Prichard a while back. And she had people bring the trash off to the side of the road and come on and pick it up. That was great success. We need more of that to happen. My recommendation is that, let me do it this way. I was teaching, coaching in New Orleans, and there were three of us that used to work together. One was the hunter. He would go in the woods and bring back quail and duck and stuff and wild game. Each time we go, he would bring me back like 2 quail, 2 squirrels. Now I was happy about it. So one day, The three of us were there, he came in, he gave me my two, and he gave the other guy 4 or 5. I said, man, how you get more 12 and I get more 12? This way, he give me more ammunition. You give me 1 box of shells. He give me 3 or 4 boxes of shells. I said, you didn't give me all I needed was the most shells, and you could have that. I said, yeah, that's all it took. So I'm saying to you, give chief of police what he needs. If it's ammo, if it's men, if it's technology, because the sooner we feel safer about the streets of Wilson, Prichard, the better we'll be. If his job is to protect and serve, let the man do his job. Give him what he needs. That's all I'm asking you to do. He's doing a great job with a skeleton crew. The other guy's on the paper, 4 arrests, murder charges there. That's batting 1,000. But what he has, he does a great job. And the more you bring that understanding to the table, the more people support you, the more people come back to the city, and the Prichard will start to grow. As Mayor Davis on his slogan says, achieving the unbelievable, give him what he needs, and you will see the unbelievable being achieved. Thank you.
James Johnson.
We have a problem with gas, and it didn't start yesterday. I think that's for about 20 years. Gas line from the state line, we found that Mississippi, all the way to Baton Rouge, we made this problem quite a problem. Now we do have the Coast Guard have men come around and check gas slip from time to time. You're right. Matter of fact, I got no one again. But the problem is the gas is still there. Call the gas company can't tell you anything. You don't know the gas is coming. I think the EPA has been out. Now we have test boxes that we can't do with EPA. We can't tell exactly where it's coming from because I've done it before. EPA is not stupid, but I know somebody knows where the gas is coming from. Now, I've had some problems. I'm not saying all of that's a problem, but other things happen to me. The last case that I had been having surgery. I finally had a real problem with surgery. It's not a nice thing. I woke up out of my sleep and I smelled that gas and I was having pictures with it on the wall. Can anybody tell me, have they found the source for where gas is coming?
Not that I know of, Mr. Johnson, ADM and EPA are both been conducting tests, and as soon as those results are in, we'll call another community meeting like we had before at High Point, where we had over 400 in attendance. So as soon as we get some information, we'll call a meeting where the public can know, where EPA and ADM and the representatives can share that information with us.
Let me ask you one more question here. Are there anyone here that's familiar with EPA and how you test for these chemicals?
I don't know. Yeah.
Mr. Johnson, let me give you some information that I have. Evidently, the odor is McCaptain odor that's out there. And McCaptain, it's chemical called McCaptain that is responsible for the odor that you smell out there. There have been a number of times that mobile gas has been out gloves off, gas is set out, and they cannot find a leak. But there is the odor out there, and they believe it comes back from, back in 2008, there was a leak, and apparently they had gotten into the soil, they thought they cleaned it all up, and then they cleaned it up, and they believe it's coming through, the groundwater, so coming into, the creek out there, and the odor is coming out. They have done, water samples as well as air samples. We're waiting for EPA to give us the results of the air sample. We do have the water sample. That's how we actually know what the chemistry is. There's about 3 different lawsuits that are going on at this particular time in reference to that. And I will talk to you about that, what is going on with that. And mobile gas pretty much has shut down any communication because of the lawsuit and the liability. But that is the substance that have been found. Or what they decide to do at this particular time has not been determined. I'm also one that smells all the time. It's right, I live right there in the general area. And I've been at the forefront trying to see what we can do to get it done. But that was a 90-day window, the 8-day over the gas to actually come up with a ribbon to get rid of that. And at that time frame, it's still in effect. So hopefully if they don't do anything, hopefully they will start putting some type of financial penalty and sanctions on over the gas to get their attention. That's what it is. It's just bad, but I know it's about, so far I've heard it's about 200 and some citizens that have already got a lawyer to sue in reference to it because it's definitely a nuisance to everyone living in that area.
One more question.
Yes.
On the attorneys that's supposed to be handling this, I didn't know that the attorney was handling it until the day I found out some information. But you know, when you start filling out different pages and stuff like that, the Social Security number, people are getting it. So if you could help me out, just tell me which one is the legitimate attorneys. Because you don't want to take and give over my Social Security number and my information out. And then, you know, somebody else come and get your information and then you get it done for them.
I would like to speak with you as soon as you finish on the side about who I know is involved, and I'll give you your attorney name. You can seek your own advice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Next item on the question.
Howard Porter.
Anybody? I'm very to be here. I have a good friend up there who's there, but I must acknowledge. I don't have to say who he is. Okay, I love him. I love him. But, I also want to thank all of the departments. I think you do a fine job. And I was coming in late and Prichard speaking. And I know about the situation of which he was speaking. And he mentioned how effective and effective the police chief has been on the matter that he's concerned about. And I share those concerns. Oftentimes, I call them in. I call them in even to the mayor's office. And much to my chagrin, the mayor's but nevertheless, I just me, not just, that there is a dangerous situation in Davis and Disney's out. And I don't know why they haven't gotten to it, because I live on that street, or what. But I called it into his office, I know twice. Once after a flash flood and then once before. Because after the flash flood, it was that and a light hanging down the price and this. But nevertheless, the things that I'm interested in today and wish to say something about, this is a big subject. It's about finances and administration. One thing I would like to say is that I have never had an administration. And anybody who tells you that I have had an administration is a bald-headed monkey and is telling you the lie. Playing fast and loose. And I wish that it's never said again in this body or anywhere else. I have never been there. In order to be there, that's how you get an administration. Now, given that, I would like to know officially what has happened to the correction fund. That's the fund that the court, that the corrections department and the police department gets along with sharing with other parts of the court administration. And I also understand that the police chief needs $250,000 pronto. And whether you know it or not, our fire department needs at least $250,000 pronto. I'm talking about leaking trucks. What are you doing going to a fire that's leaking the water that's going to use to put the fire out? What I'm really getting to is that if we are ever going to have a true and honest budget, what will it take to tell the truth beforehand and not get in a situation where you have public outcry for public safety? You know, why not put that in the budget? Why not put paying the pensioners in the budget? You don't mind putting the salaries in the budget. You never hear about a salary cut because of hard times. And when these things happen, I think somebody is ingratiated, or should be ingratiated enough to do something about it. And not at the 11th hour. This year is over halfway long, especially the fiscal year. And it's time to do something. I'm asking this body to act. And I would like to get a response within 2 weeks, if that's at all possible. If I'm being unreasonable, I would like for the body to tell me now that I'm being unreasonable. Can you tell me that, Mr. Chairman? Or would you poll the body to see if there can be a solution, a real solution, within 2 weeks?
Solution to what, Mr. Moore?
A solution to finding a way to fund the police department and the fire department for the things that they need. I don't know if you know it or not, but generally speaking, what you do for the fire department, you must do for the police department. What you do for the police department, you must do for the fire department. They're hand in hand. And so you have a massive problem on your hand that should have been solved last August when the mayor presented his budget, talking to the embassy now, when he presented his budget. But it was not. Very irresponsible. Very, very irresponsible. Very irresponsible. Not only that, when the budget was submitted, the correction should have been made by this body. And if not, I can say shame on you too. Very responsible. And my last plea is that every time there's a crisis in this city, and it takes this body to vote on and to decide whether or not it's going to become solved, or some rendition of solved, there's a third vote that has been consistent on the third vote on critical issues. This time, I'm asking that third party to not provide the easily give us a permanent solution to our problems. And they are all of our problems, but we'll never get them solved as long as we play fancy with the same one and putting the answer in the fancy. I mean, it's not going to happen. I'm asking that season to sit there all night, and the other chair can come back and maybe help you out with the problem. Thank you so much, sir.
Kenny Farrell.
I'm asking and requesting, I'm requesting to have a memorial day program at Conroe and Chastain, Highway 45, at 10 o'clock on Memorial Day. And it's a good program, and I wish I would come out and support the program.
I'd like to offer a motion for question. Motion to approve the request of Kenny Farrell for Memorial Day celebration on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
Item discussion, make a motion on ordinance declaring certain real property not needed for public or municipal purpose and authorizing the release of same to the Restoration Board of Canada. Order was introduced on last week, but we tabled it release this week.
Council, I've had a lengthy conversation with Pastor Young on Tuesday. I clearly made sure that he understood that my position was that he needed to come in compliance with his 30-day notice that was sent to him on April 6th. And he's outside of that compliance, and that he has not brought the rent up current. And it would be my recommendation that we start the eviction process at this time. And I'd like to have further discussion and get him from other people. But he clearly knows my position, and I discussed it with him. He knows that he has not followed the 30-day notice that we mailed out to him. And if there's no further discussion, I will offer the motion. Because he was here.
May I speak? I did come in compliance as folks told me. I did go to the appraisal, had it appraised. I did bring before the council the appraisal from the appraisal. You all gave me fair market rent. I was told by I need to at least pay 500 retro. I paid that. I did get license. Only thing that hadn't happened is I hadn't had the opportunity to sign the lease. What I asked the parent last week, I said, the retro of the full amount come out to be $27,000. I had $27,000. I did pay the $8,000. I only asked because it's so much trying to run this program because it's very costly. I asked for 5 months of payments of that. What I owe that $27,000 was come out to be $3,800 a month. Plus, I would pay the $1,500 a month lease. To evict 70 kids out of this place. These kids came here with me 2 weeks ago. They wanted to talk to you all.
I can't help what the newspaper said or what anyone, the negative twist. I got kids that's dying out there on the street, come in, have an opportunity to live, get their education, to come out of the club, and they come into the program with an opportunity to live. Councilman Harris, you want to put them out on the street? I'm not trying to get away from payment. I just asked this council to allow me 5 months to pay $3,800 being full payment plus the lease. That's all I ask.
Councilman Thomas. When you say that I want to put 70-something kids on the street,
Yes, ma'am.
that is what you are doing by not bringing your recommendation into compliance. I don't want to see the 70 kids on the street, but you need to follow your obligations with the city. And I explained to you clearly on Tuesday, 2 days ago, that I was not going to support you making any kind of payment arrangement. Now, if you don't pay that in full, you're causing your own eviction, not me. So don't put that money on my back. That's your money.
I'm not trying to take nothing from the city. I'm willing to give it. I simply ask. 5 months, 30 days. I can give the full amount today. I can't give it. Here's the problem. I won't be able to make payroll with the staff to see about the kids. I won't even be able to buy groceries to feed the kids this week because I would take everything I got to pay the city. That's why I'm asking for a little mercy. 5 months. I mean, come on.
I think you've been very lenient, Mr. Young. So, he knows my position. I clearly made sure that when he came up here today, we did not need to make a situation to look like a three-ring circus. The reason that I placed the call to you on Tuesday was so you can clearly understand and we can have respectful conversation without turning this into what you're trying to put it out as putting the kids out on the street. So really, I have no other, comment to make to you on this. That is my recommendation, that we start the eviction process on this situation. If you come in compliance tomorrow, so be it. But right now, you're out of compliance. Going on 60 days.
How much of a problem would it be for the city of Prichard to work with him with the file payments? I know you say it's in compliance and everything, but how much of a problem would it be for us to work with him with those kids? If someone could tell me that there's no possible way that we can do this, then I can understand it. But if we can work with the pastor and get this done, then I don't see a problem with myself personally. But I have to respect the councilwoman how she feels, but I also have feelings too. And I have to express my feelings as well. And I know that a lot of things weren't in compliance all the way through this. When I came in, this was already in process. And I caught it on the latter end of it. So a lot of it, I'm probably not aware of it. But the little part that I did catch up on, then I've seen a lot of stuff and read a lot of stuff in the paper. Nobody has never shown me anything in black and white. And me, myself, I can take the paper to about 95% of being correct. And I've read a lot of wrong things in the paper that wasn't true. But, and I don't know if that will play a part in it also, but I'm thinking about the children too, about them being outside. 7 kids, it's a lot of kids to try to place and put somewhere in a small amount of time. And the money that is being asked for is a lot of money. But, like I said, I'm only one person. But if we can, if the city council can see it in the part, to work with you with that, now we can run crazy.
And I did speak in length with Ms. Young on
respectfully respect each other's position. So we had a very good conversation about it, and I appreciate her being candid with me. And I did explain to her my reasons why I could not go out on a limb on this particular program.
Let me say, I understand everything that's been said, everything from day one. And first, let me say, you can't dump everything on Pastor Young.
That's right. That's right.
The city made some mistakes in this.
Yes, they do.
Go back and check the minutes. Just take the time, go back and check the minutes. The appraisal was not his job to do it first. So let's be fair. And this is my position. I will not vote to put those kids on the street. I think that regardless of what have happened, I think Pastor Young have made a good faith effort. $8,000, got his business license, and all he's asking for 5 months, $3,800, and he's paying the $1,500. You know, I look at this, you're saying that, okay, we don't want the money. When you know, everybody in here know what's gonna happen to that building.
All right. That's right.
If it's vacant.
That's right.
Everybody know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be vandalized. The city is not going to get a dime. It's going to be another eyesore.
That's right.
We can't support the budget amendment. We can't support I-Track. We can't renew the fire chief contract. We can't renew the police chief contract. But here we gonna pass up money.
All right.
To me, it doesn't make good sense. You can't ask you for a year, 5 months. Because let's look at it. One of those 70 kids could be sitting right here where we are. Could be a county commissioner, could be president of the United States, or a U.S. senator.
Amen.
And I would like for anybody in here to tell me that they are spotless. I would tell me that all of sin and come short of the glory of God. So why can't we have compassion for trying to turn some kids around? We had a curfew. We were so dying to get the curfew. The curfew ain't worked because we ain't had no money to fund it. You know, this don't make good sense. These are our kids. They are in the city of Prichard. They are our kids, whether you want to accept it or not.
All right.
We are going to be on the TV. We are going to be in the paper on anything that happens. And you put these kids out there on the street that's already having problems. But now they have an opportunity to get some guidance. And some of them, I was reading and listening to the parents that flew down here said how their child had improved.
All right.
So are we that hard-hearted that we can't give these kids an opportunity to be successful? Councilman, you want to make your motion? Let's go.
I had my conversation with Pastor Young. Pastor Young knows that he needs to come in compliance. But I am going to stick with that because we have asked him to come in compliance since April 6th. And that is my position, Pastor Young. And I don't need to say any more because you fully understand. And it's not the kids gonna be put out on the street. You won't be put out on the street tomorrow. But you ain't got to pay your rent. You got to pay it. I respect the work that you're doing, and I hate that it's getting blown all really out of proportion. And that's why I had enough respect for you to call you and let you know which direction I was going into. And it's not about putting kids out. Maybe you're doing a good job, we don't know that. But I'm stepping on you, maybe, because I don't think anybody else did, but I understand.
Never been up there.
Thank you. That's my recommendation, that we start, the eviction process. And in the meantime, if he comes up with his arrearage, so be it.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Cast your vote. Roll. Motion failed.
Now,
Next item, Madam Clerk.
his problem is not solved just because my motion didn't pass. He still needs to go. I mean, what I'm saying is, Pastor Young, you've been at that 2 years. We're trying to get this problem solved. If the council didn't want to go with my way, they got to still solve your problem, because your problem is not solved yet.
Okay, please be quiet. The chair offers a motion that we accept Pastor Young's recommendation to pay $3,800 $1,500 regular month. Do we have a second?
We don't
Cast your
have
vote.
that- Do we have that in writing?
Just cast your vote, please. Motion carries. Two abstentions. Next item, Madam Clerk. District 2 and District 4 abstain. $3,800. Have you read Pastor Young? Okay.
And his
5
problem,
months.
his problem is still not solved.
Why?
His problem is still not solved, because you still have this agreement, this ordinance, and I'm not gonna have an ordinance.
Mr. Attorney.
The reason that we're in this situation, Pastor Young, is because we won't bring closure. So you still need to have closure to this situation. And your problem is still not solved. Because what we've done here in the minutes, we don't have anything in writing. So we come back next week and say that's not what you said. But anyways, we're not gonna go that way. You still have an ordinance and an agreement for his rent and lease that's on the agenda. That's the issue at hand.
Mr. Attorney, we ask you on the vote and it passed today, that if you would draw up an agreement and amend the ordinance in whatever way that it is necessary to bring this to a close. And we'll have Pastor Young to sign the agreement as was stated today, the $3,800, the $1,500 regular month. And the arrearage would be paid up in 5 months at the $3,800. We have to keep a fair agreement for that, and have that ready for next council meeting. Thank you, sir. Next item, Madam Clerk.
I need a motion on correspondence from the finance director regarding expenditures from special fund number 128 correction fund for office supplies amount of $297.
Second.
Cast your vote, please. Motion carried. Next item, Madam Clerk.
I need a motion on correspondence from the finance director regarding expenditures from special fund number 170 capital improvement fund. And this is for, repair of the city hall roof, and for the WC Kid Construction, to do the job for $7,300.
I do have one question on the motion. Is this gonna take care of the leak in my office? Do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Cast your vote, please. Motion carried.
The motion on correspondence from the finance director regarding expenditures from special fund number 103 law enforcement fund for expenses on $5,000.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Cast your vote, please. Motion carried. Next item, Madam Clerk.
I need a motion on the request made by Muhammad LLC doing business as Z-Tech located at 507, Z-Tech 507 located at 957 Highway 45, North 8 Mile. Set a public hearing for our premise retail beer and our premise table wine license. And that is hearing to be June 6th, June 7th, 2012 at 5 p.m. So moved.
Yes, second. Cast your vote, please. Motion carries.
This ends the item from the council's conference. I need a motion to approve the minutes of May 17, 2012 with necessary corrections. Second.
Cast your vote, please.
Mayor Davis, do you have a report?
I have one report. Did you notice that, Councilman might have noticed that, the budget amendment fund, the police department was not on the agenda today, but I will ask time that we put it back on in 2 weeks. And what I would like to ask Councilman, if you got any other suggestion on how we can fund the police to keep the police on the street, in 2 weeks, bring at least within a week or so, give them to the finance director, and how much you would be willing to support in utilizing the budget reserve to be used, to be transferred into these line items so we can move the police department forward. And I just have to applaud the work that the police department is doing on Chief Gardner and solving these crimes. And after the meeting that I had with Chief Trenier and the state fire marshals, I feel that we're going to also solve some of these fires that are going on. So we are working. We're going to continue to work. But we need the funding to help because people are going to work overtime. We need these guys out on the street. And we can't just let our community just continue to just slip away. So I just ask if you all will come back with some suggestions, because in 2 weeks, we will have this back on the agenda so we can move forward. Thank you.
Mayor Davis, I'd like to be made a matter of record that I did do that 3 weeks ago. I did give that to Rex, and I did go on record as saying that I will support some cuts. I will support moving some funds from the budget reserve, but not all funds. So I am on record clearly with that position. Thank you.
I stand in support to it too as well, Chairman. I believe more than happy to come back with the necessary recommendation and review the budget as well.
Thank you, sir.
Could you give a number to that effect, Councilwoman?
Give a dollar number?
Yeah.
No, I gave you just a whole list of recommendations.
No, you were saying from the budget reserve, 'cause that's the most prudent source of funding that we have.
I gave him the list of recommendations, and I asked him to see how he can fit it into what he was trying to do. So I didn't say we'll just not take out $210,000. I just told him that I can help with some of it, I can support some, but not wiping it all out. But he never did get back with me with any other amount that he would even consider.
I mean, I'm asking you, what is that sum that you are willing to?
How does the fire department look right now? Are they gonna come up short too within the next 5 months?
I don't think they're never going to.
Okay, that's good. I give him a dollar amount. I just gave him a whole list of recommendations for cuts. I didn't give him a recommendation of what dollar amount that he needed. I figured he would know the dollar amount more so than I would, but I just gave him recommendations.
Well, I would prefer if you all would give any other recommendation and a dollar amount from that funding source, because that is the key source of funding. Because everything else is tight budget. I mean, everybody understand with what we did as far as the agreement with the retirees. We had to fill that obligation, and that streamlined things as they was already tight. So. I mean, I don't know how we can nickel and dime each department trying to come up with this source of funding when we have a budget reserve that can take care of it. But if you can just give me an over recommendation, I mean, It's apparent that you want to have some way of injecting into where the funding sources come from, other than the one that I propose. And if I have one that you all decide that is feasible, then I will look at proposing that, because it's important that we keep our officers on the street doing what they're doing.
And another thing, I'm sorry, Charlie, let me finish this. The items that I gave Rex, he would need to tell me what the balances are in those particular line items. So that's why I gave him the recommendation where I felt like the cuts could come from. But I don't know what the balances would be, but I can get with him on that a little bit later. But I don't want you to think that I did not do that. So I wanted to make sure that you understood. I gave it to him 3 weeks ago. I
Well,
got you. But I got you.
could you forward it to me? I'll make sure Rick gets what you have. You can
Thank you.
forward it to me. I appreciate it.
Madam Mayor, where's the funding coming from when the public workers is having to go out and clean off these properties that have been burned already?
Well, it's coming out of your budget.
Out of the public works budget?
It's coming out of the public works budget, and what we're doing, we put liens on all of those properties. Our city clerk got a list of liens that I think she just prepared to get them all on the agenda so the council can adopt, and we can go get them, put it on the record. I mean, I know the Public Works gives me at least 2 that I, maybe a week, 2 or 3 that I forward. Not just these burned properties, but I'm talking about all other kind of properties that are cleaning lots and tearing down these abandoned houses and stuff. And they're strictly doing that, doing their course of the day, doing the work.
Do we have a dollar amount on the ones we've had to deal with since we had the ratchet fires?
We don't have that. Mr. Phillips, you have any number?
Now, phone number on one, we actually got numbers on the Harlem Duke. We hadn't started on the one, downtown yet. I can have it to you. First thing.
So Harlem Duke is the only one that you actually did
Yes.
clean the 65?
Can you get a number on that?
40 officers.
Huh?
I saw 40 officers.
Right, please, thank you.
In the committee reports announcements,
I have an announcement. On Sundays, May 27th, the Southwest Alabama Veterans Association will be holding their 12th annual retirement of the flag. Here at Renaissance Square each year, they retire the flag and they put up a new flag. And it's from 3 to 6. It's for all veterans and anyone else that would like to participate, so you can see how you can properly, and children need to know this, how you properly retire a flag and put up a new flag. And it's a nice event, and it's gonna be nice weather, so everyone is invited.
Motion to adjourn.